Hey, what's up my YouTube friends? I was out at the creek the other day putting these Ned Foss machetes through their paces for you. These are heavier, thicker machetes compared to your typical Latin style of machete. As you can see, the weather has greatly improved. It was a beautiful day at the creek that day. A few days before, here is the unboxing of these machetes. I just wanted you to see the packaging. Alright, so they're going to come in a box like that if you buy these machetes. And they come with a sheath. Let's take a quick look at the sheath first. Alright, so what we have here is a stitched leather sheath. It's got a belt loop and a single retaining strap. Alright, so those are the sheaths that you get. This has a TPE handle with an extended tang. TPE is rubber, right? It provides a good grip and it absorbs some of the shock if you chop with this. The blade length is around 10 inches. It has an anti-rust coating. It is D2 tool steel. It is also fairly thick. I will give you the exact stats later in the video, but I just wanted you to have a closer look at what we're getting. So this one is the drop point, but I also have what they call the Tanto, right? But it's basically, I would consider it a relative of the Go Lock, which is a good thing, right? So this is going to excel at chopping. All right, these also have a lanyard hole as you saw, but I don't have a lanyard on mine right now. All right, so that's your closer look. Here are the manufacturer's stats. All right, so the blade length is around 10 inches. You see the thickness, you see the overall length, D2 tool steel, you see the HRC, the weight, and the current price is $60 on US Amazon. Alright, here is a harder test, cutting fibrous rope. These machetes come sharp. So right out of the box, these blades will cut fibrous rope in one whack. Alright, that was just a little bit of a warm-up. Coming up, a clip hitting it into the edge of a stump. Just pretend it's the forehead of some enemy. Alright, we got more usage coming up, but first, useful comparisons. So here's a comparison with the Odin Wolf machete. It just struck me that these have kind of a similar blade shape, similar length, and they're both D2. So what are the differences? Well, currently that Odin Wolf is going for $90, whereas the Ned Foss is $60. And the Ned Foss has a little bit stronger construction on the handle. It has an extended tang, whereas some people have reported that the Odin Wolf was kind of coming loose from the handle. So the price and the construction is the benefits of the Ned Foss. Alright, here's another comparison. My beloved OKC SP53. I don't think you can buy those anymore, but it's one of my favorite knives. And again, it just struck me that these blades are around the same length and kind of the same idea. You have blades that can slice, but are also thick and heavy enough to chop. Also very similar to the K-Bar Cutlass Machete. At this time, I'm going to roll in a lot more usage footage. The first clip will be me chopping on this fallen tree. All right. After that, I'm going to show you how I split a bunch of firewood you see there. After that, I will include random clips. I think I killed some bottles, and then we'll be back for final conclusions. Alright, that one piece kind of worried me just because it's all twisted and warped and knotty, but, well, you'll see. Alright, so you get the idea. This thing can split if for whatever reason, if you don't have a hatchet, you don't want to bring a hatchet out there, or if you want to split them into thinner pieces than would be convenient. With a hatchet, you can use this, right? It's very durable and strong. It can split. All right, next up, I'm just carving this point onto this shard of firewood, and I have sped this footage up just for time purposes. All right, enjoy. And after this, we'll kill some bottles. What's up? Now YouTube, I am 50 years old and still getting out there in the field for you, so if you appreciate that, give me some engagement. There you go. Final conclusions. Well, there's 3 versions. All right, I have all of them except the clip point, but there's the clip point. Now let's talk about Ned Foss. Ah, yes, Ned Foss. I have always imagined that Ned Foss is kind of like a Crocodile Dundee type figure. So this is an AI-generated rendition of just my idea of what I think Ned Foss would be if he was a person. I've been studying generative AI in my spare time, so I thought you'd enjoy that fun little graphic. Ned Foss as the company, the brand, has existed since 2016. They began selling budget stuff, but you're not going to make that much money selling $10 or $20 folders. So like any intelligent brand, they are rededicating to making higher quality blades, and these are a perfect example. They are much higher quality. The reason I'm showing you those off-grid knives there is because off-grid knives are known for having the best D2 in terms of heat treatment and in terms of edge geometry. I have to say, these Ned Foss machetes are equal in those ways to my beloved off-grid knives. And if you're not familiar with off-grid knives, just look up the reviews. They are top-notch, right? It's like that level of quality, right? So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. The grind on these Ned Foss machetes was perfect. The edge, the relief grind, these came as sharp as my Delica, and they're a heck of a lot thicker. They also retained that sharpness. After chopping, I just did some basic tests. I can tell you the heat treatment is dead on, right? These do not get dull quickly, but I would recommend touching them up every once in a while. Good slicers, good choppers, you can carve with them. These are heavier machetes, particularly good for clearing brush that you might find in Texas or the American Southwest, for example. These machetes definitely exceeded my expectations. When you hear the word machete, you think crude but effective. These are much nicer than that and still very effective, right? Highly recommended.